on, electronics ready. Time to hit those buttons. And we're off to the next adventure. It's a beautiful day here on the Severn River as we are heading westward towards our next destination, which is going to be the Big Chute Marine Railway, and more specifically the Big Chute Marina, which is conveniently and ironically located right beside the Big Chute Marine Railway, the only one of its type in North America. Forgive me if I repeat that later on in this video, because I am getting older and forgetful, but I like to outline and point out these neat facts. This area of the Severn River is probably one of the nicest, prettiest sections of the whole Trans-Severn Waterway, in my opinion. It's just because it's so rugged and rocky, and the hills and the trees and everything. It looks very natural. The eastward section of the Trans-Severn Waterway is pretty in its own right, but a lot of that is man-made canals. This just gives, in parts, more of a feeling of the ruggedness and what it was back in the day before humans came along and ruined everything. But I'm joking, of course, because I'm not going to say ruin. Actually, we just made it better for people like you and me, and Anchor Girl, of course, to travel through these areas and enjoy the beauty that Mother Nature provides. Now, as pretty as this section is, I just want to remind you that I have over 130 videos currently in my playlist for the Trans-Severn Waterway on my channel, so please go to the channel, check it out. I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description, but in every video that I've posted for the last few years, there is a link to a production video, professional video that I produced 2 years ago. And it takes one from the start of the Trans-Severn Waterway down at mile 0 in Trenton, Ontario, on Lake Ontario, right through this area, and right to Port Severn, which is Lock 45 at the other end, 240 miles all the way through. It is presented in a boater's perspective, so it takes one as you would be boating through the system. Shows a lot of little villages, towns, places to stop along the way. 76 minutes long. And I am marketing that on my website, boatsbeachesandbars.com, as well as my website, which is specific just to the Trans-Severn Waterway, which is thewaterway.ca. So if you follow the links in the description, it will take you to a preview video. It's about 2.5 minutes long, which is actually the first chapter of the video, and will give you an outline and an overview of what you can expect in that video. It's available both as a hard copy. I have a combo pack of both DVD and Blu-ray, which I would send out to you. Or you can do the instant download version, and that's only $9.95 US. And you can order it and download it instantaneously and watch the video and hopefully be inspired yourselves. Lots of pretty boating through here.
Where do you want to go?
Darby.
perfect spot too.
Well, as you can see, we have arrived. No incidents along the way. About an hour cruise. We're just taking it easy, 5-6 miles an hour all the way. Gorgeous sunny day, so we just took it easy. It's not that far up the river. It's about, I think it's only about 6 miles on the small craft route. So we came across, dock, no problem. Got a beauty spot right at the end of the floating docks, as you can see. And full dual 30 amp shore power and fresh water too if we want it. Now, dummy me, we usually run this boat on our home dock we have two 30 amp shore power outlets and two 30 amp switches on the main panel. And so we have a splitter because we only have a single outlet on the actual hydro pole for our electrical connection. But it works fine. I mean, the air conditioner, everything works well. The only thing that we have to try and keep in mind is if the air conditioning is running and we want to put on the microwave, just generally turn the temperature up so the compressor isn't running, and we've never had an issue. So, dummy me, when we left yesterday in haste, I unplugged that and left it on the dock. And guess what we have sitting at home, not being used at all? That's right, another 30 amp splitter that we kept from the old boat from Boogaboo 4. So when I get home, I am going to throw that in the car and make sure that we have it on the boat with us. Fortunately, we had 250 foot shore power cables, so we were good. We were good to hook up. The other thing is, when we got up this morning, just before we left, the toilet kept running on. Actually, I had the blowers running. I was ready to go on this thing, ready to fire it up, and I heard the pump running and running and running for the toilet for the vacuum flush. So I figured, well, whatever, it's probably just a duckbill valve, so that's what I did when we got here. Another shitty job aboard Boogaboo, but that's okay. I said to Anchor Girl, it wouldn't be summer holidays unless I was actually fixing something on the boat when we were away. But it's all done. Had a couple of spare duckbill valves. And I think the reason we both are surmising the reason that was like that, because it looked like it was just a little bit of rolled up toilet paper, I guess just the way it flushed through the system. It got stuck on one of the valves, which was leaving it open. So I probably could have just cleaned it out, but while I was there, I put new ones on I had on the boat anyway, so I'm going to get a few extra spares to have on the boat for just such a reason. And while I am here, I'm going to walk over to the office and pick up some actual marine toilet paper, which breaks down a lot easier. Just one ply. We've been using one ply toilet paper, but we're going to use the other stuff, which breaks down a lot easier, and it's good for this type of system for all marine heads. So if you're using it, remember, don't ever use the Charmin. You got to use the thin toilet paper. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk over now, take you over to the Big Chute Marine Railway, because it's right there, straight across from us, and show you what that's all about. The unit just came over, and when they head over, whichever side that they're heading to, they will shout out on loudspeaker, and they'll give orders as to who gets on to the thing first and in what sequence. It was just saying that there's an hour and a half wait, hour and a half backlog at the bottom of the Big Chute Marine Railway. So that's gonna be a lot of boats. Let's go down and check it out and see what's up.
There's a lineup of about an hour and a half down below, just so you know. Bring them in if you're going.
Now this here is the old original Marine Railway, which was in use right up until 1978 when they built the newer one. And they're actually going to replace this with a conventional lock, but there was an issue with a sea creature, an invasive species called the sea lamprey, back in the day, and they discovered that if a boat did the run over the chute, bringing it out of the water for the minute and a half, 2, 3, 4 minutes, whatever it takes to run over that the sea lamprey would fall right off. They had like a suction cup mechanism, and they would just lose it, and they would fall off and die. So to stop the spread of the sea lamprey from the Great Lakes into these waters, they decided to just maintain this whole system, but put in a new marine railway. And thank you, Parks Canada, for answering my question. It says the very first one was put into service in 1917, and then they upgraded it in 1923. And the current one has been in operation, like I said, since 1978. But you can see how rudimentary that this system was back in the day. And obviously they limited the sizes of the boats that could go on it as well. But if you look at how the old one was, and it's literally a railway track with that cart on it, up this steep incline. Looks kind of sketchy, doesn't it? Now I know they have pressed the old one into service in the past when the new one had broken down, but it looks like that ain't gonna happen no more because they have a permanent bridge across that side of it. So no boats are gonna come over here now. Just in time to see this thing crossing over. Of course, these boats are going upbound.
Second boat on the left. We'll take the first and fourth boat, one to the right, one to the left, in the middle of the carriage. Take the last boat on the blue line back right, the one approaching the blue line at the very back and back left.
As you can see, that thing drives right into the water and partially submerges, and then you just drive your boat right off. Easy as that.
You can see they have a bunch of straps that they just adjust up to lift the back end of the boat out of the water, and then the bow just sits right on the deck, which is just a wooden deck, so no harm comes to the bottom of the boat. Now for bigger boats and inboard powered boats, they generally like to keep them right at the very, very back, so the whole props and shafts and rudders hang out the back of the actual marine railway cart. Neat system. So now with all the boats loaded up, it begins the journey down the big hill into the bottom side of the Severn River, and where they're just going to unload them in the opposite order that they came on. And here comes the boats coming over North America's only marine railway, here at the Big Chute on Ontario's Trent-Severn waterway. And if you go to my YouTube channel, you can see what it looks like to be on a boat coming over, because we've done this a number of times ourselves. It's a fun ride, and I've got views of us coming over and the other way. Check it out in my bio. You can get the link to my YouTube channel. Over 800 boating videos.
Once we unload the carriage, shaft rail front and center, there's the first boat and the last boat, one on the left, one on the right. Then the remaining three boats cross the back of the carriage. Third boat on the blue line being in the middle.
And again, thank you to Parks Canada for giving me all the details. Lock was open 1978, maximum length of boat 100 feet, maximum width 24 feet, maximum draft 6 feet. Blah, blah, blah. Lift is 58 feet coming over the hill. That's what it's overcoming. And you traverse 748 feet. Maximum load 90 metric tons. And this thing goes, average traversing time 10 minutes, excluding loading time. Excluding loading time.
So what exactly is the Big Chute that the Marine Railway is named for? Well, it is this right here.
This rocky, craggly extension of the Severn River is a natural formation, of course, and this is what was the region for building the Marine Railway, or in that fact just building a lock at any rate. And today it's just used as an overflow spillway in times of high water when I want to drain the system a little bit. But it's really pretty. Back in the day, one was able to walk through there, but today they have it all fenced off. Well, the reason they shut it off is because when they open the gates, there's a massive torrent of water coming through there, and they don't want anybody to get stuck, hurt, or drown. So we are now going to enjoy, hopefully, our very first barbecue ever aboard this boat. Barbecue's going. Nice barbecue, eh? It came with the boat, cleaned it all up. And this tray actually came with the we had on the last barbecue, which is still at home doing a lot of nothing. So today the only challenge is going to be to keep this thing going, because it is windy, windy, windy. Well, that took a long time, but it looks like we are good to go. Chicken, mixed veggies, fresh veggies, and corn on the cob on the water with a Corona to follow.
Well, that's it. That's a wrap up from our stay at Big Chute Marina and our little tour of the Big Chute Marine Railway. It was 10 years ago since we were here last, and the same as last time, even though we were only here for a day and a night, it seemed like we were away for a week this whole trip. We've only been away for this our third day away, and it seems like a week away. It shows you how important it is to actually get out on the boat and not just work on it all summer long. So as the season's winding down, it's probably going to be the last major trip. We may be able to get out once more to go stay at a lock somewhere, hopefully before the season's over. But that remains to be seen. In the meantime, hope you enjoyed this one. Cheers. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos coming out. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Daily updates there, and always lively conversation on Facebook, so you don't want to miss it. And you can also follow us at boatsbeachesandbars.com, where you can find even more links to all sorts of neat things, including our online store. And you'll find all the links to everything mentioned up here, down there in the description, so you'll have no excuse not to follow along. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.